I was happy with my life and happy to stay. I like living in Toronto, but you get to work for the Pittsburgh Penguins, man. You're talking. This is Cadillac class here. This is not your run-of-the-mill team.
Alongside Elliotte Friedman, I'm David Amber. In typical Burke fashion, it's a big splash, a lot of fanfare, and a big surprise for many of us. Listen, I'll speak for myself in saying we're really going to miss Brian a lot with what he brought to Sportsnet, Elliotte, and one of the most generous and interesting and funny and dynamic people. But congratulations to him to be going to the Pittsburgh Penguins as the president of hockey ops alongside with Ron Hextall, who will be the new GM. You broke this story. You're the insider. Walk us through finding out about Brian Burke's departure.
Not so much, Dave. It caught me by surprise. I wasn't aware of it. I'd heard about Hextall, and it became pretty clear on Monday that Hextall, after his second interview, was the favorite for the job. But I'll just lay it right out. Berkey called me at 1:40 Eastern time on Tuesday, and he said he was leaving and he was going to Pittsburgh. And at the beginning, I thought he was joking. I didn't believe him. And then he convinced me it was true. And, I had to hold it. Upon agreeing to get the story, I had to agree to hold it for a certain amount of time. And, that's basically what happened. And, I was as surprised as everybody else. I was a bit annoyed that I didn't see it coming too, because you're supposed to be on top of things, but I'm really happy for him personally. It's like Michael Jordan, right? Who came back to the NBA twice after retiring. I don't think there's anything you ever do that replaces your first love. And as much as Brian, I think, enjoyed working with us, there's nothing that for him that would beat working and running a team.
It's in his blood, the competitive nature. I mean, how many times has he talked about, and I don't mean this in a braggadocious way, but he talks about that 2007 Stanley Cup championship with Anaheim, and that's probably his proudest professional moment. As good as things are on TV for him, he wants that competitive juice flowing, and he's going to find that in Pittsburgh. So, which brings us to the hockey side of things. What kind of team are the Pittsburgh Penguins going to be now with Ron Hextall and Brian Burke running the show?
Will they fight as much on the ice as they will in the boardroom? I think that's the big question. Look, I thought it was really interesting. One of the things that we're kind of watching with Pittsburgh is, what's the future going to be? Sidney Crosby's under contract for a couple more years. They can extend Evgeny Malkin and Chris Letang this summer. And I think it sounds to me like the way this is going to work is Ron Hextall is going to be making a lot of these decisions, and Burke is going to be his sounding board, and Burke will be doing a lot of the interviews. I think he's better at, the public face than Hextall probably will be. But, I think that it sounds to me like the thing I kind of got the impression, Dave, was in talking to people who are candidates, and what I heard is that they want to play out this year and see where it goes and then make their decisions in the off season. And that's kind of what Hextall said. We'll see how this year goes and we'll make our decisions in the off season. But specifically asked about Malkin and Crosby finishing their careers in Pittsburgh, he didn't want to be pinned down to anything. Now, I believe this. The Penguins' choice is to have all three of those guys play their entire career as Penguins. But A, the players have a choice, and B, you've also got to decide if that's right for your team. And I think it's interesting that Hextall kept that open-ended.
It's going to be really interesting. I guess we can expect some emotion, some truculence, and don't let the gruff exterior fool you. Brian Burke's a big teddy bear, one of the most generous teammates we've had at Sportsnet. We're obviously very sad to see him go, but very excited for the next chapter in his professional life. Thanks, Elliotte.
Thanks, Dave.